Thank you for joining our meditation sessions. So let me share with you about what meditation is about. The first thing that we need to know is, as a human being, we have two components, the body and the mind. If you compare this with a computer, then that will be equivalent to hardware and software. Well, the hardware is controlled by the software, and human body is controlled as well by the software, which is the mind. Basically, if this mind is happy, whatever you think, you speak, you do, is going to be positive. But if your mind feels unhappy, even though it might be the same thing, but you can't appreciate and enjoy it in the same way. Think about yourself. Even if you love some food or music so much, but if your mind feels unhappy, maybe you have a lot of troubles in your mind, you cannot think about anything properly, you keep thinking about something that makes you feel bad, and that runs over and over and over again. And you eat exactly the same food, you listen to exactly the same song, you can't enjoy it in the same way, right? So we have to make sure that our mind is happy and peaceful the whole time. Can we really do that? Well, let's talk about the mind. Our mind has one nature. The mind thinks a lot. Think about it today. How many thoughts have you been thinking, worrying so far? It might be many, right? That is absolutely normal for people because a function of the mind is to think. But the problem is, when we think about one thing, before the mind has a conclusion, it moves to the next thought. And before we can finish the second thought, the mind moves to the third one, to the fourth one, to the fifth one, coming back to the first one again. So sometimes in 1 hour, we can think about 100 different thoughts, but without any conclusion. And that's the problem, because eventually our mind can be full of thoughts. And it is the same as a computer that you are running out of capacity. You don't have any memory, any hard drive to store any information anymore. It's like an iPhone. If you have 16 gigabyte model, how many songs can you store in the iPhone? Maybe not so many, right? So this is something we have to do with the mind. We have to make sure that our mind is free, so we have some space to think, to feel, and to be happy properly. Alright, so that's why the very easy way to solve this problem is to learn to stop the mind from thinking. Can we really do that? To stop the mind completely from thinking. Well, it might not be easy, right? Because our mind has been used to thinking a lot. And that's why there are so many different ways to meditate. For example, there are many different ways, but the goal of meditation will be the same. We want the mind to be standstill, peaceful, and focused. This is what we want our mind to be. We want it to be, again, standstill, peaceful, and focused. Even though there are many different ways to meditate, but the destination is the same, which is, again, standstill, peaceful, and focused. Standstill means that the mind doesn't really think about anything in particular. It just feels like it's resting. Peaceful means that you also feel comfortable. You don't feel stressed. You don't feel any tension. You don't feel unhappy. And focus means that you keep your mind, your attention at one particular point. And this is the point of concentration. In order to do this, we might have different meditation techniques. This can be compared with different vehicles that will lead us to the same destination, no matter where you want to go. So if you want to travel from your house to your workplace or your university, your school, there might be different ways to travel there. Either you walk, you go by bicycle, you take motorcycle, you take a cab, taxi, or you drive your own car. But whatever way that you take, you will go to the same destination anyway. All right? But today, the method of meditation that I introduce will focus on 3 things. Okay? First thing, you need to feel relaxed. All right? So I'm going to relax your body. I'm going to keep yourself relaxed. That's because if the mind doesn't feel relaxed, it will keep thinking about the same old things, because we are used to that habit of thinking a lot. So we need to make sure that the mind feels relaxed. And second, when the mind feels relaxed, we are going to keep this mind. Okay, you can't see it, but you have to keep it at one place. All right, so that might be challenging. However, if you follow the technique that I introduced, keeping the mind at this particular place will not be too difficult. And this particular place, we call it the center of the body. All right, so how do we keep the mind that we cannot see at the center of the body? Well, one method you can use is to breathe in deeply, softly, and slowly. Let's try that, okay? Breathe in deeply, softly, and slowly, as deep as you can. And feel the awareness of the breath going all the way to the deepest point of your body, around the middle of your stomach. Can you feel that? Let's try it again. Breathe in deeply, softly, and slowly. Feel the awareness of the breath going all the way down to the middle of your stomach. And then you breathe out. Can you feel that? This sensation of the airflow reaching and touching an empty space in your stomach is called the center of your body. So basically, we are going to bring this attention and to keep feeling this attention, which you can feel by following your breath, or you should just imagine as something is already there. And why does it have to be the center of the body? This particular place is very, very important. Well, according to scientists, they just recently discovered that this center of the body inside your stomach, it has so many brain cells. If you try to count the number of brain cells, that will be 100 million brain cells, which is equivalent to the size of a cat's brain. So this can be called your second brain. But if I would compare, this part is the workplace for the mind, but this part is the home of the mind. Okay, so the mind works here, but today we're not going to let the mind work. We're going to let the mind rest. So instead of keeping our mind here, we are going to keep our attention here. All right, I hope this is not confusing and it doesn't confuse you. All right, because eventually, in order to feel focused, we need to keep our attention at one particular point. So in meditation, you need to feel something, but not only something. It's not only, okay, I'm feeling relaxed and that's it, but you need to feel something somewhere. All right? So something somewhere, and this somewhere is at the center of your body. Okay. And the center of the body also has other benefits. For example, it's the center of gravity. And every object in the world has a center of gravity. It's the point of balance. If your mind is at the point of balance, the mind feels balanced. Second, it's point of focus. It's focal point of the mind. Imagine a magnifying glass. A magnifying glass will combine light and energy at a particular point, which is called the focal point. At that point, the light and the energy will be so strong, and it could even ignite some fire, right? And the last reason is that is the strongest point of the body. You can imagine a spider making a web. After the spider has finished making the web, the spider stays at the center. Why? Because that is the strongest point of the web. Alright, so these are the benefits of the center of the body. You can keep it there, but it's not going to be there the whole time. Sometimes you will have some distracting thoughts, and that is absolutely normal. Don't worry if you are disturbed and you keep thinking about something else. Let me tell you, when I meditated for the first time, I had so many different thoughts, like I would even say 1,000 of thoughts in my mind. And that's why we need to also refer to additional techniques to handle our wandering thoughts. One technique that is very, very useful, we're going to repeat some words in the mind, and these words, we call them mantras. Okay? Then you have two choices today, or maybe you can have your own choice as well. The first mantra that we will use could be clear and bright, clear and bright, clear and bright. But when you repeat the mantra, you're not going to repeat out loud, verbally, but you're going to feel as if the voice is expanding from inside your body. It's like a drop of water that is being dropped on a very calm water surface, creating many ripples, waves that are expanding from the center, just like that, okay? And we are going to, there is also the second mantra that I like to introduce. The second mantra is Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Samma means the right way, and Arahang means the purest state of the mind. So this is like a reminder that we are telling ourselves we are purifying our own mind. The languages of this mantra is in Pali. It's very ancient languages that's used in India many years ago. So whatever mantra that you use, you're going to keep repeating them until a certain point that the mind doesn't want to repeat it anymore. If that happens, you don't need to come back to the mantra, because that is when your mind wants to rest. And that's really the state that we want to achieve. The state of the mind is wanting to rest. And when it happens, just stay there and enjoy the moment. Okay? Then step number 3. All right, step number 1. Again, step number 1, relax yourself. Step number 2, find the point to keep your mind focused, which is the center of the body, and bring your mind, your attention there. Step number 3, maintain the balance. Meditation is about 50% relaxation and 50% concentration. So you can't feel to relax without concentrating on anything. And you can't concentrate on anything without feeling relaxed either. It must be 50% relaxed, and you concentrate another 50% for this to work, which is not very easy at all because we are not used to do these two things together. We might lean into concentrating on something, or we will forget about concentrating and relax, just forget about the focal point or about anything else in the world. But this is not going to work when it comes to meditation, because it is about finding the balance. But we're not going to find the balance. We're going to wait for the mind to feel the balance. So in your meditation, you're going to keep observing. If you feel too relaxed, then you know, okay, I have to concentrate more. But if you concentrate too much, then you can feel like headache. So you know at that time that you should maybe redo it again, begin it again, and relax more. All right, just to find the balance. All right, so let's have a look, and maybe we're going to begin the meditation now. So I hope there are there are quite a few people who are ready to meditate with us, like Bruno from Benin and Jose Pine. I'm not sure where you're from, but nice to meet you. Tutula and Cecilia from Peru, and there are others as well. So it's very nice to see all of you here together, and we are ready to meditate. Well, I think we are going to also use this opportunity to cultivate our inner peace and share with people from around the world, with different places. Especially there are some news about natural disasters or people suffering with some incidents recently. Well, I really want to put them into a list, but there are too many. So I think we can do them all together. We are going to meditate for the world. No matter where you are, we are going to send our peace energy to people who are suffering, who are feeling trouble, either because they are facing difficult moments of their life, or either they are feeling stressed and feeling unhappy because the problems they're facing. This is called loving kindness meditation, and I will guide you at the end of our sessions. So let's begin our meditation. First of all, prepare your sitting posture. You need to feel completely relaxed, but not too relaxed. I hope you still remember the picture of the bear. When the bear was lying down, the bear felt to relax. And usually what happens is you are going to fall asleep. So not to feel too relaxed like the bear, okay? It is the best just to keep your back straight the whole time. So if you can keep your back straight, you will be able to maintain the balance, okay? Remember, we're going to meditate in 3 simple steps. Step number 1, relax the muscles. Step number 2, find the focal point and bring our mind and our attention over there. Step number 3, maintain the balance. It should be 50% relaxation, 50% concentration, ideally, okay? So, keep yourself relaxed. You can sit on the chair, you can sit on the floor, doesn't really matter, okay? You don't actually have to pay attention too much on the posture. Okay, I have to sit and meditate like in the posture. That could be a little bit too tense. But again, don't lie down. So just make sure that you feel relaxed and you can remain in that posture for a long time. That is really the best. So you can keep your hands together on your lap, and if you want to make it perfect, but you don't have to, okay? Put your right index finger softly touching your left thumb, like this. Okay, your right index finger softly touching your left thumb, and then you place the right hand over the left hand, and you place both hands on your lap comfortably, like this. If you pull both hands towards yourself, your back is naturally straight. Very beautiful. And now let's look straight. This is how we're going to relax the muscles on our face. We call this technique closing our eyes like curtains. This is sliding down very softly. Even though you don't need to completely close your eyes, you may leave a small gap, and that allows some light to penetrate your eyeballs. If you feel more relaxed, we can do it that way. Okay.